We have just heard our brother Steve Minister share with us. And now we must go into what we would call the main event. Because we know that regardless of where truth comes from, if it's truth, we must lay hold to it. So without any further ado, we must now bring before you our minister, which we will very proudly speak highly of. We would like to bring him before you and allow him to give you the truth as taught to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Please accept our beloved minister, Brother Minister Khalid Alif Muhammad, with a warm round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum. And to those wide and awake Muslims, we say Assalamu Allah. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praises are due to Allah, the one God to whom royal praises are due forever. And in the name of His first, His only, His last, and His greatest messenger, the very, very most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we thank Allah and His messenger for blessing the so-called American Negroes with a final warner, a final caller to the truth of Islam in the person of our international representative, beloved big brother and comforter, Brother Minister Farrakhan Muhammad. It is to Allah alone that we submit, and it is in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that we seek refuge. I greet you once again with the angelic greetings of peace. As-salam Allah. How's the brothers this afternoon? My beloved brothers, the Holy Quran teaches us that we should rush to the congressional prayer. We want to always make sure that we're on time, with time, when it comes to making it to the house of Allah. We don't be late for those boxing matches, and we never want to be late for a movie or party or basketball game. So we want to always be on time with God, because God is on time with us. How many brothers was here at the legal seminar yesterday? Praise be to Allah. The majority, that's beautiful. It was Wednesday night. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. We want you to be conscious that whenever Masjid Allah number 12 opens her door for a special service, often people think that we're canceling our religious service. We're not canceling our religious service. We're just thinking a little higher than religion. In the nature of things, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that Islam is not a religion, but Islam is the power of our very being. It's the nature of the black man. So Islam is anything that helps the black man. So whenever we hold a legal conference, you want to make sure that you rush to that legal conference, just like you rush to your religious places of worship. Be you a member of the church or the synagogue upstairs or the masjids downstairs or in this particular masjid, it makes no difference. The brother Kareem Charles X. Diggs gave some very, very profound information that night, Wednesday. And that information, if you missed it, I advise you not to miss the next one. The brother was so beautiful that we scheduled another one with the brother. He answered the questions very well. I was blessed to get some legal information myself. It's strange how our people think when they don't have the knowledge of themselves. I couldn't take a shower. I couldn't walk down the block. I couldn't walk in the yard without finding a brother or hearing a brother talk about O.J. Simpson's case. Why would we invest so much time in studying somebody else's case when we haven't even studied our own case? Islam is mathematics. Mathematics is Islam. So you don't want to miss this other legal seminar. So when you see the flyers advertising a specific date and time, you want to be in a place to be, black man. As you noticed when you came in here, we had some rap for you. Some rap music, actually. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that Islam is one of the sciences of truth. And he said that when you study the truth, Allah revealed that anything that can be proven to be the truth is an actual fact. But when it comes to actual facts, he revealed that they will try to kill or fight against or oppose or slander or mock or ridicule or doubt any one of you that try to teach actual facts. Because we have been raised up in spookism, raised up in philosophy and rituals. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad revealed to the famous, very famous minister, professional singer, Yusuf Salam, known as Joe X Tex. Sing that song, I Gotcha. Thought you were going to get away, but you didn't now. He explained to the brother was ready to stop playing music. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, no, brother, you don't stop playing the music, you play the music. And he revealed to him that music was one of the sciences of Islam. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad played his music during temple services. Brother Minister Farrakhan, studying after that pattern, understanding the liberation songs sung by oppressed people throughout the world. During our annual Savior's Day, on God's date of birth, February the 26th, he called the rappers, come on, inside the house of God. And he put them up on stage and let them rap right there in the house of God. So we want you to reflect on God's music. When you hear these lyrics like, rise, black man, rise. When you hear lyrics saying, respect the black woman. When you hear lyrics saying, the black man is God, the white man is the devil. When you hear lyrics like, all praise is due to Fard. MGT's talking about, I'll be the star, you be the crescent. Fard is the God, this is the lesson. What is our people doing today? They're raising the dead by all means, in direct obedience to the commandments of the messenger of Allah God. So we want you to focus in on some positive music. And don't listen to the devil's music. The devil's music can be a black man's music too. Not only will the black man listen to it, but the black man will actually make the devil's music. So we want to be careful. We want to have an ear for the truth. We want to be able to shut out the negative and accept only the positive. And this is why you heard Public Enemy's Black Still in Our Chaos song today. We also, inshallah, would like to bring before you the drill team. And they have a beautiful new execution step from the Death Angel drill team that they would like to do to some rap music. So we're going to definitely try to get those brothers to come on. Today, we called you here because we would like to speak to you about this so-called holiday that's coming up in a few hours called July 4th. Those of you that may have observed the flyers throughout the institution, you notice that we asked the question, is it July the 4th or the Jews lied for 4,000 years? Well, actually, the flyers didn't say that because we put on the flyer, you lied for 400 years. We didn't want them to cancel the service, so we had to keep the devil asleep. But the point is this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that there was a man named Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz that grafted white people. We want you to realize that his last name is Shabazz, to show you that he is not a Caucasian. He is not an enemy to the black man. He is our brother. He was born from the same loins that we were born from. We can't say that he's a devil just because he made the devil. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, no, his idea, that determined idea, was an enemy to our nation. But he himself was only fulfilling the will of Allah. So in the Nation of Islam, we don't look at the devil with the eye of fault. We don't look at the devil and say, oh, we hate white people. We understand that they're only doing exactly what they was made to do. So we don't say, oh, I'm surprised that the devil treated me bad or he was unjust. That's what he was made to do. Only when you don't know the devil, only when you don't understand the devil, would you point your finger at the devil. Now, if a man don't know that the devil is the devil, naturally, the man that knows the devil has to point him out to him and explain to the brother, oh, brother, that type of snake is a poisonous snake. But that type of snake is not a poisonous snake. There's all types of snakes, brother. Some of them strangle you. Some of them smother you. Some of them will poison you with deadly venom. Some of them will make a lot of noise and ruckus and give you a lot of warning. A lot of them will rattle before they actually strike. But there's some, brother, that look real beautiful that will not make a sound but will strike you and kill you in an instant. It's all types of snakes. So when you are a wise man and you know how to handle snakes and you know how to keep your feet in the right boots so the snakes can't harm you, then you will not be afraid of snakes. You won't become alarmed when you see a snake because you have the power over that snake. You have the medicine to cure the venom of that snake. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is not teaching us to hate white people. He's not teaching us to love them either. But he wants us to understand white people. He wants us to look at him and analyze, why is he successful? Why is he so successful in being the devil? How come the black man is not being successful in being a god? How is it that the devil is taking charge of hell, but the black man is not taking charge of heaven? You have to know your opponent. You have to know your enemy. So we're not here to teach you to hate somebody, but we want you to know somebody. We want you to be wise to somebody. And we definitely want you to understand somebody. But more important than anything, we need you to understand yourselves. July 4th, there was an independence in 1776. But there was another independence that you may not be aware of in 1930. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that it was the Jews, as they are now called. We say now called because there's no such thing as a Jew. There's no such thing as an Italian. There's no such thing as a Frenchman, a Portuguese. There's no such thing as a man from Switzerland. There's no such thing as a man from Germany. We only gave them Europe. You, God revealed, means hillsides. And rope means to bind with. There's only the Caucasian. All of these different fractions, all of these different ethnic groups that you see today, and they're being formulated as we even speak, are only manifestations of the mentality of white people. They by nature are made to divide and conquer. They cannot help themselves. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to see the Caucasian as a collective whole. not as a bunch of different devils. No, we want to look at the individual works of the devil. The individual works of the devil is what God looks at. And God measured their evil according to the nations. When he came with the rod to chastise, he found that America was number one in wickedness. And he saw that Germany was number two in wickedness. This is how God judges, fairly, with justice. He's a merciful God. He don't come judge them just because of the color of their skin. That's not God. But Master Fard Muhammad revealed to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that anyone, black or white, that practices evil will be destroyed with the Caucasian. So on July 4th of 1776, white people made a declaration of independence. But on July 4th, 1930, God himself made a declaration of independence in Detroit, Michigan. One declaration was made for white people. The other declaration was made for black people. The Jews, as they are now called, are the first Europeans to be grafted from Dr. Yaqub on the island of Pelan. Please remember that. The Jews are the first ones to rise out of the caves and hillsides of Europe. The Jews are the first ones to come down into the holy city Becca and to rename it to Mecca. It was the Jews that came into Palestine and took over the holy shrines of the black people. It was the Jews that took and tampered with the scriptures of the Bible. And it was the Jews first that tampered with the scriptures of the Holy Quran. It was the Jews who first kidnapped and enslaved the so-called American Negroes. Now here we have a history of white people who call themselves Jews. And we're not anti-Semitic. We're not anti-anything but injustice, tyranny, and wickedness. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, how can they charge us with being anti-Semitic when a Semite comes from a black prophet of a law of God named Shem, which means half. So a Semitic person is anyone that has a mixture of African blood or Asiatic blood. Now we know that the people in the continent we call Africa are our people. And the people living on that 16 million square miles that we call Asia are also our people. So if we are charged with being anti-Semitic, Brother Farrakhan revealed, that's like saying we're anti-ourselves. That's the wrong terminology. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that we can't allow white people to define us and refine us. They came out in the media and start calling us black Muslims. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad explained, nah, that's not our name. We are the Nation of Islam. That's our proper name. But he explained to us, we're not ashamed to be called black Muslims, because that is what we are. We are black. We are the base from which all colors derive from. We are Muslim. We do submit our will to the will of the creator and sustainer of the universe. We don't have no real problem with that. But the devil is trying to use that terminology to control us and to set up boundaries over our support teams. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that we can't respect the white man's holidays. He don't have a day that we should respect. He explained to us the basis of independence is land. Not any type of land, but farmland. Land that is minerally rich with an outlet to water, fresh running water. We don't want some dead sea on our land. We don't want some old coal mine that they done extracted all of the resources out of. We don't want an abandoned diamond mine or an abandoned gold mine. We want some land that is rich. We want some land that is fertile. We need some land that we can go out and cultivate it. And we could take and provide food, clothing, and shelter for our own people. This is the basis of independence. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us to ask ourselves this question: whose independence? Whose independence? Because you have two. You have the white man's independence and you have the black man's independence. Now, one of these independences was what we call for the Europeans, for the new founding fathers, for the new Americans. Their independence was for their people, and they were successful in establishing independence for their people. But 154 years later, on July 4th of 1930, on a Friday like today, on a Jumu'ah, Allah God came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom royal praises are due forever. And he began teaching our people in Detroit, Michigan. Hold up. He began teaching our people in Detroit, Michigan. He began teaching us what? He began teaching us the knowledge of ourselves. His greatest message was to know yourself and be yourself. He began revealing the truth of our open enemies, the Caucasian devils. He explained to us, don't believe this Bible hook, line, and sinker. He told our people, don't eat the swine thinking it's divine and that it's boss with hot sauce, black man. Master Fard Muhammad took us out of the church and put us in the temple. And he explained that the temple is a place of learning. He said, no, you can't worship me until you learn of me. So he enrolled the students into the schools. He placed us in the University of Islam. And he began teaching us the sciences of the sun, the moon, and the star. He taught us astronomical truth. He taught us eternal truth. He took us back to the root of all things. And he cleaned the black man up. In 1930, you may not believe it, but our people had athletics feet. In 1930, our people couldn't afford to go to the dentist. In 1930, our people didn't go to barbershops. In 1930, our people didn't even take baths. In 1930, our people had dirt in their nails, black man. Master Fard Muhammad cleaned these people up. The so-called American Negroes, the ones who were following everybody. And he made them the leaders of everybody. The poor, rejected, and despised people. He made them a rich and industrious and self-sufficient nation. He did this by making us an independent people. July 4th, whose independence? Think about it. What does it mean to be independent? Independent of whom? Independent of what? If we look at the what and analyze the condition of our people in this country, we see that we are now independent of filth. We are independent of falsehood. We are independent of disrespect and poverty. We are independent of self-destruction because we have submitted our wills to the will of Allah God. We couldn't do this in the church. We took and used the yardstick of reformation and compared us as Christians to us as Muslims. And we looked at the Christian brothers, and they just didn't seem to have the spiritual sparkle of the FOI and the MGT. We looked at the diet that they was eating, and that diet was not greater than the diet given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We looked at the form of prayer
who they was praying to. And we saw too much whiteness involved. And we looked at the prayer service given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we saw the blackness of ourselves involved. We couldn't turn to Orthodox Islam. We didn't want to make you into a Caucasian Arab black man. We wanted to give you a message to the black man in America. Because you are that particular people who have been enslaved for over 400 years, robbed of the knowledge of yourselves, deprived of your God, black man. You don't know what it's like to place your feet on independent soil. You don't know what it's like to speak in your native tongue. You don't know what it's like, black man, to open up the refrigerator and see food that you grew, to see water that you pumped, to see electricity inside the bulb that you harnessed, to take and feel heat that you built the heater, to feel the coolness in the air because of the air conditioning that you established. We don't know independence yet, but under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, if we organize ourselves and submit ourselves to the will of Allah, we will be independent. And those of us who are in the Nation of Islam are independent. All praises are due to Allah. To be independent takes responsibility. We must be responsible. We must begin with ourselves first. We can't say that we are independent, running around eating hot dogs and hamburgers and pork spare ribs and drinking Pepsi Colas. No, that's not what July 4th is for. This is what you see many of our people doing on July 4th, having barbecues. But a barbecue only means pork. That's all it means. Different language, but that's all it means. See, they used to take and put the pig on a pole. And when they put the pig on the pole, this was called a barbecue. This is where barbecue started from. There was no beef involved. There was no chicken involved. There was no lamb and fish involved. A barbecue only meant to place an entire pig on a pole and to roast it over an open flame. This took place on the islands. This is the only reason our people celebrate these holidays. Because when we was in slavery physically, and I don't even know if that's an accurate term, considering the condition of our people physically. But our people in this country, in the earlier years, was happy because they didn't have to work on that particular day. They didn't have to go out in the field and pick the cotton, and till the soil. They didn't have to hew the water that particular day. They could sit around and eat some fat back, some pig feet, and, eat some pigtails and some pig ears, and, if possible, eat the oink. And they was happy. They was content. And when we was let loose from so-called slavery, our people continued in this paganistic practice. And we would be hard-pressed, if we were honest, to find a man in here today out of all of our faces that didn't celebrate July 4th, that didn't eat some of that barbecue spear ribs and hamburgers and hot dogs. You'll be hard-pressed to find one person, just one person, that didn't taste Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola, cocaine. You'll be hard-pressed because these tools were given to us. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad explained to us that slaves are not born, Negroes are not born, but you have to make them. And he explained the ingredients to make a Negro is slavery, pork, and Christianity. Our people are people who have fallen under the spell of Satan. It is written in the book of Genesis that the devil would have the power to subdue the earth.